So welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy Kolb. One of the most common questions I get is, what are your favorite tricep movements? I'm going to go ahead and give you my 3 favorite tricep movements that I do on a regular basis. So the first movement I'm going to show you today is the single arm tricep extension here on the pulleys. One of my favorite ways to do that is with the underhand or the supinated position. Now, a lot of times what people like to do is grab the handles such as this right here, and they will attain a supinated hand position to do their extensions with. I find it to be a little bit awkward. I find that it's a lot more hard on the fingers. If you're concerned about grip, I mean, it's a great way to work your grip. But for me, I want to take my hand out of the equation and just focus on the triceps. One of the reasons I like doing the supinated anyways, single arm extension, it's really going to hit that long head of the tricep, the one we're concerned about the most, here on the outside of the arm. So I have here an ankle cuff attachment, and I actually put the ankle cuff on my forearm. So it takes my hand completely out of the equation. So I can get a supinated position, the weight is on my forearm. Here I can focus only on that peak contraction and working that long head of the tricep. And of course I'll do both arms. Generally, depends on the day. Sometimes I'll do high reps, try to force a lot of blood lactic acid into the tricep. Sometimes I'll do heavy weight, sets of 5, like really heavy. A common theme in a lot of the tricep movements I do is from a dead stop. So as you can see here, the stack is completely deloaded. I'm going to start the movement from the dead stop position and extend, dead stop, and extend, dead stop. So what I'll do oftentimes is change my starting position. So from here you can see I have a very high starting position, a deep stretch on the tricep. Sometimes what I'll do is lower the pulley to where I now have a lower starting position and work this part of the extension movement. Sometimes I'll go a step further, go even lower. Now I'm only going to work this bottom quarter of the extension. And this allows me to overload certain parts of the movement or focus purely on the bottom half, the bottom quarter, or the full range of motion. Different ways to do it. That is my first favorite tricep movement that I'm going to show you today. For the second movement for today, you're going to need a rope of considerable length, preferably one that's a little easier on the hands. We're going to be dragging some sled, so I'm going to set this up real quick. All right, so I've got this sled. What I'm going to do is attach the rope to the end. You load some weight on the sled as well, but again, for demonstration purposes, we're going to have the empty sled. Having a stretch of turf really helps with this, but it's not a necessity. So this is what I like to call tricep sled death. Generally having a buddy stand off to the side. If you start extending with the rope, and the rope will start piling on top of you, but if you have a buddy standing over here that can pull the rope off to the side, taking the slack out of it as you go along. But again, not a necessity. When I get some slack out of the rope, make sure there's a lot of tension on the sled. Now what I don't want to do is grab the rope up here and pull. That's not the point. This is tricep sled death. So I want to achieve what would be considered a tricep extension position. So from right here, again, not up here, from right here, I don't want any back. I want all triceps, and extend, come back up, and extend. Now generally, I like to switch which hand is on top each rep. That way each tricep gets the equal amount of work, pulling the sled down with tricep power, just like that. Now again, as you can see, the rope is piling on top of me. So if I had a buddy to pull the rope off to the side like that, and each time I extend, the rope will pull off to the side. Also make sure your buddy's going to tell you how close the sled is so you don't hit yourself in the noggin. Then when you're done, get up and run the sled back to the beginning. We got the sled put back where it belongs, so we're gonna hit our third and final movement for the day. One of my staples in my bench press training for tricep strength. So again, it requires being on the floor, so we'll set that up real quick. So if you're on my Patreon, you already know what this probably is, but we're gonna do some floor extensions. I'm gonna use this bar right here. This is a Bells of Steel. So shout out to Joe, our gym owner, for getting some badass bars for us. This is about a 6 foot, what's essentially an easy curl bar, but it's a 6 foot bar. You can do floor extensions with whatever you want. I don't like doing extensions with a straight bar. They're really hard on the joints. They'll wreck your wrists, wreck your elbows. I prefer having a more natural hand position as opposed to being locked into a straight bar position. So I like having that curvature. So we'll get down on the floor and start some floor extensions. So yesterday was my big 5x5 with 1,100 pounds. So we're not doing a lot of weight today at all. So we're gonna have these demonstration plates on here. I'm gonna set up in front of the bar here, achieve an even grip. I like going wider. I don't like taking this narrower grip. I go out to the wider curves. And from right here, I'm gonna pull the bar in close to my head and extend off the floor to lock out and hold it. Come back down, dead stop. I'm not gonna bounce, I'm not gonna stop short, I'm gonna dead stop, fully relax on the floor between each rep. And again, bring it close and extend. Back down to a dead stop position, fully relaxed. I'm gonna even move it back and forth a little bit. Pull it in close, extend. Just like that. So why the floor extension? Why not do it on the bench? Why not do it with dumbbells? So I like the floor extension because, again, I'm doing a dead stop on each rep. Each rep is beginning with only pure muscular contraction from a dead stop on the floor. It's pretty much what I consider to be the deadlift of tricep movements. There is no eccentric or lowering of the bar. You're going right back to the floor like a deadlift. Dead stop on the floor, reset, concentric portion of the lift, done. There's no momentum. You're breaking up the eccentric-concentric chain, as Conjugate and West Sides like to talk about, but it's true. You can't use the momentum of the eccentric to get ready for the concentric. There is no chain there. It's getting broken up by dead stopping on the floor. Great way to build up extreme amount of tricep strength. One of my all-time favorite tricep movements. It's very difficult to do. You can use different bars. Again, if you want to use straight bar, go ahead. I don't recommend that for your joints. Easy curl bars are the best way to do that. So there you have it. 3 tricep movements that I really like to do to build up big, powerful triceps for my bench press prowess. Join us live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday nights to answer your bench press questions. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.